A former 96-year-old SS Lieutenant, Gerhard Sommer, has been declared unfit for trial by prosecutors in Germany.
Former Nazi SS guard Oskar Groening was sentenced but never went to jail because of old age and illness. In May 2015, the Russian Investigative Committee launched a criminal case against Vladimir Katrayek, charging him with genocide.
This is the Nazis' perspective. When did you first hear about the gas chambers?
Well, when you see that so many trains are coming and people are arriving, no one can really say anything. Everyone just knew about it.
Were you ever inside a gas chamber?
Yes, but just once. I was with the surveyor team and I was charged with guarding them. That was in 1943 or 1933.
What do you remember about your service on the towers?
12 hours is a very long time. When it was hot, we had to stand up there in the heat, and when it was cold, we had to constantly hop from one place to another. There you are 6 meters up and you can't even go down, not even to pee.
What did you think about when you were up there?
In the morning, all the prisoners had to go back somewhere to work on railroads. In the evening, they came back. In between time, there was nobody to be seen in the camp, so I would just read either a Bible or a newspaper. It wasn't forbidden.
You read the Bible on the guard towers?
Well, I'm a Protestant Christian and I believe it was God's will that I was just a guard and not in a firing squad. So, Walter Warda, where were you born?
I was born in Germany in Duisburg, Hamburg, near the Dutch border.
And how do you feel about the system?
Well, everybody had to join the Hitler Youth. When you went into a store, you had to say Hail Hitler, and I hated it. People reminded me, and I would always say, oh, I forgot. I was always against the system. I hated to be bossed around. One time, my older brother and I didn't go into the cellar when we heard the sirens going, and the English or Americans were when they were over us. We lived on the Sorry, I can't remember. I'm trying to refresh my memory. We lived on the 3rd floor, and it was fun to look out and see the bombers. We could see them sometimes in the searchlights. Okay.
And how were you captured?
I was captured by a drunken Russian.
Do you want to share the most heartbreaking story that happened to you while you were working for the Nazis?
Yeah. Well, a religious guy gave me a bottle of wine and asked me, "Did you call your parents and tell them you are coming home?" I did not call them because I couldn't believe it was over. It was all coming too fast. He called my pop and mom. They had moved back to Duisburg. When I got off the train, I saw them right away. My mother cried. She was happy, but years earlier, she was always laughing and a good spirit. That was not my mother anymore. When the Russians came into Poznan, they raped German women, and I believe my mother was one of them.
So you would say that's the most heartbreaking news that you
Yes.
can think of?
Yes.
Where's John Jumnuck?
He's over there.
You're a liar. Shame on you three. Shame on you three. You have no heart.
You both ought to deal with this bitterness another way because we believe there was fair treatment.
We have presented evidence sufficient to destroy the prosecution case. John's life is on your hands now. Thank you, Judge.
The date of the verdict will be announced 10 days in advance. If John is convicted, there will be a separate sentence hearing that will be held 1 month after the verdict. The ink junk can now be escorted out of court.
You could turn them so that the barcode is facing east, that would be.
Dr. Martin Sandberger, I have a couple questions if you don't mind by me asking.
No, it's fine.
Were you in Estonia at the time of the Holocaust?
Yes, but it was not my responsibility that they were shot. I was only responsible for 350.
And what about the 450 murdered Jews from Tallinn? The court wanted to know. They were shot, is that correct?
Yes.
What about the consequence of the Führer order? Is that also correct?
Yes.
The supposed Führer's order was a matter of all those who, after the war, claimed that they were not guilty of the crimes committed behind the Eastern Front. They argued that Hitler issued orders to the SS commando units to murder all Jews before they began the march to the Soviet Union.
How long did you get used to it? Days, weeks, months?
It was months before I could look one of them in the eye.
If you felt that strongly, there had to be times you thought about it. Perhaps at night, in the dark.
In the end, the only way to deal with it was to drink.
Why did you transfer to Treblinka death camp?
I was assigned to Treblinka to make it more efficient. I ordered the construction of new, bigger gas chambers and made the train station attractive so that Jewish passengers would not realize what was going to happen to them until it was too late.
There were so many children. Did they ever make you think of your children or of how you would feel in the position of those
No,
parents?
I can't say I ever thought that way. You see, I rarely saw them as individuals. It was always a huge mass. I sometimes stood on the wall and saw them in the tube. But how can I explain it? They were naked, packed together, running, being dragged with whips.
How were you captured after the war, and how did you escape?
In 1945, I was captured by the Americans, and later I was handed over to the Austrians and transferred to an open civilian prison in Linz. I simply walked out of prison and managed to escape to Italy.
Did your life go back to the way it was?
I immigrated to Brazil, where I was given an engineering job while still using my own name.
Do you regret it?
My conscience is clear. I was simply doing my duty.
Prisoner Franz Stengel is dead.
As they reach the end of their lives, the vast majority of Nazi offenders have escaped punishment. Irreversible.
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 Say it. Say it.
Irreversible.
Irreversible.
Yes.
Yeah, it's closed.
Holocaust? I remember that first sentence already.
Can you see me in the window?
Oh my god.
Mrs. Zamjan done, can you please control yourself?
Why are you